Captain America, reporting for duty. Not so fast!
Marvel Future Revolution rewards players for leveling multiple characters. First, there are titles that gives squad bonuses every 10 levels, and second, squad training has milestone rewards for leveling multiple characters to 100. But technically, leveling should get easier the more characters you level up. So I thought, what if I leveled up a secondary character to 100 without upgrading any of the skills?
Why are you laughing for? What, Chris, why are you laughing for? Why are you laughing for? I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
You might be asking, why would you do that? And I don't have a good answer for you. I thought it would be fun to just save some gold, and maybe I'm just a guy with too much time on his hands. Now obviously this isn't supposed to be a guide to leveling your first character, because I am using hand-me-down badges and items to level this character up. So for my skill build I use two presets, one for AoE crash mob farming and the other one for single target mini bosses and bosses. I think it's really important to kind of toggle between your presets for better efficiency. Start with the AoE build. I think the highlights here are the way I kind of mapped out my skills. So on auto, Spearhead is the #1 skill being used here, followed up by this stun. So normal mobs can get stunned, and you can kind of AoE stun them for better crowd control. The other one here is the spin to win move. So I actually bought the second skill here, the pulverizing vortex. It just performs better because it actually pulls and draws mobs into you, whereas the first one kind of just stays there. So if you miss it or they move, sucks. And the second one is really for to get their guard gauge down. You want to kind of guard break the mob or boss. So this skill preset was probably the best. Now I have the combat proficiency because I have the bonus, the set bonus. That's why I kind of made it first. I guess it depends on kind of RNG you had. Now for the fifth skill here, Captain's Leadership, I started out with this up until the last boss. I found that Captain's Patience with the HP barrier was better. Probably die less for that last encounter. So one of the weaknesses for Captain America is that he kills things very slowly. So if I look at the stats here, this was what I was using before I reached level 100. You definitely want your attack to be a lot, because again, he just kills so slowly. He's like on the ground. And here you can see for my gear set, I was using Secret Empire for the skill. Now I can recommend you to maybe go for the Spearhead skill, because that's what ended up being spammed the most between both presets. But you definitely need to kind of, hopefully you can stick to one set and just kind of ride it out to level 100. And same with the badges. Hopefully you have kept some of your good badges. So while you're leveling up, hitting the milestones 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 50 all the way to 100. Using the badges, you can see here when I reached 100, I used these set of badges to kind of defeat the last boss in Sakar. So that really helped. Another thing here is the Omega cards. Here I kind of went with kind of the set bonuses. But again, if you can find attack, anything with attack, especially for Captain America, he can he will definitely be beneficial here. I used attack, the set 11 for the attack bonus. I guess this another good secondary stat would be is defense. I kind of used as many enhanced potentials as I could. Kind of OCD, so I kind of left all of them kind of the same level if I could. You know, he has pretty good HP recovery, but when you're farming trash mobs, like, it's not that important. I think defense or HP is superior. So one reason why I didn't put any of the cores is unless you're kind of leveling in mass and you have enough cores to swap or have them stay where they are, it does cost money to extract them out. Do that. Same for specialization. I didn't have any specializations here. Now, Companion's new and really game breaking, so if you manage to get any of the kind of elite level Companion and you made them 3-star and using their skill, then it's pretty much easy mode in my opinion. So even if I used Bob here, he's level 1, so he wouldn't have done too much damage, but any help is good help. Almost forgot about the squad info. I think the stats here are pretty important. Almost rank 100. So the actual stats that give me bonuses are kind of around 80. They are higher than if you would be starting your second or third character. So keep that in mind. Probably higher than right off the bat leveling your other characters. But if you should be quite high if you have a character that's 110. And I guess the final thing here is the alliance. The alliance does help. Definitely can give you some boosts. Obviously it's not that much, but anything to do more damage is really good. Here are some tips that might help when you level Captain America. To reiterate of what I have mentioned before, PvE wise he's pretty sturdy. So utilizing presets is very valuable when clearing mobs and missions. You want one preset for AoE damage and the other for single target with high guard damage against bosses for guard break. One issue Captain America faces is spread out ranged units when using the AoE preset. He struggles jumping from target to target because he deals relatively low damage. Gear-wise, using appropriate badges that are upgrades are very helpful. So hopefully you have some good hand-me-down badges when you are leveling up your first character. Also, trying to have the 4-set bonus off your gear is pretty important. The added skill level increase will increase that particular skill and will increase your DPS. Even if you get the equipment to 3-star, it can be used later for fodder purposes when getting higher tier gear on any other character. Something to note is I found that I use the spearhead skill the most while leveling using both presets. And I think that is the US agent set for the Spearhead skill bonus. Leveling with any character is pretty easy. Pretty brainless because of the auto feature. But once you hit level 60 and go to McGardy in Chapter 4, that's when leveling gets harder. So there is a sharp increase in medkit usage because of the mob areas getting condensed, so you may be fighting against multiple groups at a time. Things get even harder in the next chapter when you move to Sakaar because of the increase in ranged units you need to defeat. So when you hit those areas, I would recommend you use enhancers. You collect quite a few of them and you can craft the mid-grade versions. Use them when on any hard encounter or epic missions. There's no real need to save them. Medkits have level requirements. So for example, this one has level 35, level 55, and so on. When you hit those levels, I would suggest you to change your auto recovery item usage to 50%. The default is set at 75. I find that when you're using the new medkits, it can get a little overkill at 75%. So setting it at 50%, you could potentially save some gold by doing this. Just remember to set it back when things get harder. So, was it worth it? This whole experiment was to find out if I could save gold, but probably not for me. Even with all the items and badges I had, it took way longer than expected, at least for leveling Cap as my second character. Captain America is sturdy, but late Midgardia and Sakaar levels was the crux of slow leveling, which was basically level 70 to level 95. I'm overestimating here, but for those 15 levels, I would be spending roughly around 40,000 gold on the level 5 medkits. So I've probably spent about 600,000 gold on medkits alone during that time, and not to mention anything else. Now you will be spending gold on medkits in general when leveling, but with level 1 skills and how the mobs are clumped up together in those zones, it's just probably worth it more to invest gold on upgrading those skills that you use most frequently. So, short-term loss for longer-term gain, or maybe even grabbing all the cores you can and putting high-level cores on the badges you are using to level. That would probably help. But that's just my experience while leveling Captain America with level 1 skills. That's it for this guide, and thanks for watching.